you made a great reference that, the surge or the peaks in CHP development have been policy driven. But my sense is that the valleys in that are also policy driven. And we're in a current policy climate of, kind of carbon is a swear word, right? Is one of the phrases that we use. But you have a bit of a different stance on that, I think, in terms of where CHP fits into this broader emissions discussion and how you see it potentially as a tool for emission reduction, as opposed to you're burning gas, you're bad. Like, talk to us about your perspective on that whole atmosphere.
I think it is not a technical issue. Technically, anybody who understands that what CHP could do for GHG reduction is a very strong argument. So it's not a technical issue. I think it has been a political issue. And the political issue, exactly what you mentioned, that if you have a backdrop of electrification or GHG reduction and looking from this lens that anything which is burning fossil fuel is adding GHG.
Yeah.
So if you look at from that perspective, then you would see that, it is adding GHG emissions.
Right.
But then if you look at technically and from a bigger perspective.
Can you walk us through that story for a minute? I think it's important for those who are listening to hear the technical rationale, because I love it personally, but I want to hear from you, for the benefit of our listeners, that technical explanation.
So really what it is, so when you put a CHP at a site, what it is doing, it is displacing the gas which was burned in a boiler. So that is one aspect. So it has reduced the gas in the boiler, but still it is an incremental gas to produce electricity. So that's where the debate comes. So there is an incremental gas, it is producing electricity. If you just stay within that boundary, then because there is an incremental gas consumption, because of that, then there is going to be GHG emissions.
Right.
However, if you look at beyond that electricity which is being produced by CHP, it is reducing draw from the grid. Like, it is going to have an impact on the grid.
Yes.
So then we have to go to the grid. We have to see what it is doing to the grid. And it is no different than any other technology of CDM technologies which are being put in the same perspective.
Yes.
The whole concept of electrical energy efficiency program is that if you reduce your, let's say you change your light bulbs, it will reduce your draw.
Yes.
It will reduce draw from the grid.
Right.
Where that electricity is coming from, which it is reducing. Let's say we have a CHP of 1 megawatt. It is displacing 1 megawatt from the grid. Now, where that 1 megawatt is coming from? So let's assume for a minute that it is coming from gas-fired generation.
Right.
So then you can look at that CHP is, could be anywhere from 75 to 85% efficient.
Yes.
It is displacing the electricity which is being produced by gas power plants, which are at best probably are about 45% efficient.
Okay.
And we are talking about high reading values, just to be sure. So that's where the efficiency comes in. And when we see that there are these efficiency gains, then there got to be GHG reduction.